Go ahead.
Good morning and welcome everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Britt Ayler. I work with Ray Cordera in learning and development, focusing specifically on building out our leadership development offerings here at the Broad. I want to thank you all for making time to attend this workshop. We know that 2 days is considerable time to take outside of your scientific work. We hope that you'll find these 2 days to be a worthy investment of your time. This leadership program is specific to CDOT. It is modeled after our initial adaptive leadership program that was piloted last year with Institute members and Institute scientists. The program is designed to help you as leaders learn to use the adaptive leadership model to apply to identify the challenges you face and to overcome these, as well as to identify new opportunities. These workshops are also simply meant to provide you with an opportunity to work with each other. Actually have time to spend with each other to think about your leadership challenges, how you want to think about these differently. And then to give you an opportunity to then support each other as you start applying and trying out some of these adaptive leadership challenges. And Kirsty, Tim, and I will also be there to support you in that journey. Kirsty Samuels and Tim O'Brien are the facilitators of this program, and they're part of Ronald Heifetz's team. Ron co-developed the adaptive leadership framework that you're about to learn. Both Kirsty and Tim work very closely with Ron, and they themselves are leading authorities on leadership development. They work with heads of government, nonprofit organizations, businesses across the world. And I'll leave it to them to introduce themselves in more detail. In parallel to leading your program, Kirsty and Tim are also leading a similar program with your senior leadership team in CDOT. And today, as announced, there will be a cocktail reception from 4:30 to 6, to which we've invited the senior leadership team of CDOT. We know that today is Valentine's Day, and we hope that all of you are going to be able to make this event and attend it, even if it's just for a little while. So it's from 4:30 to 6 today. And it's right here in this room.
Valentine's drink with your boss.
Yeah, it's a good start, and then you can transition to dinner with your other significant ones. So Martin is here with us this morning to talk a little bit about why we're doing this leadership development program with CDOT. Martin?
Thanks, Whit. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't usually get to share it with as many of my favorite people as are here today. I'm Martin Drysdale. For those of you who don't know me, you're in the wrong meeting. It's really fantastic to have this leadership course here and being run in particular for CDOT. I think that what we all want to achieve with CDOT is to do things that are going to help transform patient care. And that's a really important and huge ask, because we have to do that within an incredibly complex environment. Drug discovery is a challenge, and being able to do it well is something that not that many organizations are able to do. And we find ourselves with a unique opportunity within the Broad to be transformative in terms of drug discovery and how we can work with the wider Broad community and our collaboration partners to bring new medicines to patients. That's a long-term goal, and that's a challenge. So what we need to be able to be is the best possible drug discovery team that we can be. And we're only going to be able to do that if we do that together and work together to achieve that objective. And we do it within an incredibly complex environment because, as I said, drug discovery is a challenge. There are many moving parts. The Broad Institute is a challenge. There are even more moving parts. And then we have our collaboration partners to deal with. And so each and every one of you find yourselves having to deal with a lot of different stuff all of the time. And that's difficult. And we shouldn't underestimate that challenge. But that challenge is an opportunity as well, and one that we absolutely have to make the most of. So we've thrown you in at the deep end in the context of what we have to do. And one of the things that was clear when I arrived about 18 months ago was that it was going to be really important to make sure that we continued to build a CDOT identity for ourselves, but then more importantly, more widely with the Broad, and to carry out the things that we want to do with the utmost rigor and attention to detail so that we can actually deliver on what it is that we want to do, which is bringing new medicines to the clinic, but most importantly, to patients. So, given the challenges and the complexity, when I first met Ron and Kirsty to hear about the Adaptive Leadership course, which, as Britt has told you, there's been some piloting of at Broad already, I was completely sold because it seemed to me that this was exactly what is required for us to be able to deliver on the objectives. So that was really exciting. The fact that Broad was committing to do something in this space for us that's specifically tailored to CDOT, but that's going to benefit the wider Broad and help us with building our identity, I think is really, really important. And I know that there's been thoughts and considerations over the years about, well, how seriously does Broad take therapeutics and CDOT in particular? I think this is a good example of how they're really continuing to take it seriously and see CDOT, us, you, as something that's really worth investing in now for the future. Because if we're successful, Broad will be successful, but more importantly, patients will benefit, and that's the most important thing. So, as well as the Institute scientists and Institute members who have been part of the initial Adaptive Leadership course that's been going on, as Britt said, the strategic leadership team have been working with Tim and Kirsty to talk about some of the overriding principles, and that's been fantastic and creates a great environment for people to be able to talk about our challenges and see ways that we can implement new ideas to be able to take things forward and make us a better group working together. So now it's your opportunity to take part in this, and I would urge you to grasp the opportunity. Don't be distracted by the beautiful view. It is beautiful, but this is a real learning opportunity for you guys. So enjoy the next couple of days, learn a lot, ask a lot of questions, and then I fully expect to see you putting some of these things into practice afterwards, because that's what it's all about. You're going to learn things that are hopefully going to make your job, I hesitate to say it easier, but give you the tools to be able to deal with the complexity that we find ourselves in a work scenario. It's not going to get less complex. If we achieve our objectives, and you saw the document that we sent to ELT, you can see that we have great plans for world domination, and so it's really important that you guys are prepared and ready to help do that, because we'll only succeed if you're bought into that and that you have the tools and the excitement that I think we should have, given what we do, to really make things happen